You can see those gray skies out there, slow as usual around this time.
Yeah. Not too bad. Not as bad as it could be, right? You got to look at the bright side. Thanks for joining us on 10 News this evening. I'm Katie McCall. Some Polk County parents are grateful that when one of them saw something that seemed suspicious this morning, they said something. Everything is fine at the Davenport School for the Arts tonight, but that was not the case this morning. The school went on lockdown after reports of two men wearing black and carrying guns nearby. As Phil Buck reports, this misunderstanding showed the safety measures they've put in place worked well. So great to hear that. The two men told investigators they were shooting at targets with the pellet guns. Investigators say at this point, it appears that those two men did nothing wrong. They just inadvertently caused a very scary morning for a lot of people in Polk County. Now to a wild story about adoption fraud. A couple says a Pinellas Park woman promised to let them adopt her unborn twins, but instead took them for nearly $25,000. And that's not all. After two other failed adoption attempts, they say the Florida mother lied to them about when the babies were born, but continued to take their money. 26-year-old Sierra Stowe now faces adoption fraud charges. In some states, including Florida, it's required that couples provide care for the birth mother before the child is born. Whispers that we could be heading into a recession may have you concerned and wondering why some analysts are worried about it. You don't need an econ degree to follow this. The U.S. Treasury yield curve inverted on Wednesday for the first time in 12 years. So why does that inversion matter? Each time this curve has inverted back to 1980, the U.S. has subsequently gone into a recession, and you can see how each inversion or dip has preceded a recession. Those gray vertical bars really show you where those drops are. The last dip in 2007 preceded the Great Recession, when we saw the worst U.S. economy since the Great Depression. Many expect the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates to give people purchasing power. It is really important, though, to put this into perspective. We want you to know this does not mean we will have a recession. This is just a situation that has occurred before other recessions. If you're wanting to take a leisurely walk at Venice-Mayaca River Park, now might not be the time. The back half is closed. Excessive rain and rising water caused the walking trail to be covered with water. The walking trails will reopen when the water recedes, but there's no word yet on when that will happen. A lot of our areas looking just like that. Helping women in need one bag at a time. The local designer that's offering a little extra assistance to immigrant women. Random acts, not just of kindness, but of flowers. Today, volunteers who hand out flowers to anyone who could use a smile. They reached a big milestone today.
Yeah.
As Nicole Killian tells us, the agency says the images send a clear message to the public about the consequences of smoking. The FDA says the World Health Organization and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services are both very supportive of the plan. The FDA is seeking input from the public until October 15th on those new labels and plans to finalize the rule by next spring. Syl Turner can't remember the last time that she went to the mall. She buys almost everything she needs at her favorite place.
And she's not the only one. If she quits, I quit.
They got a pact.
Yeah, they do. So the duo works together every Wednesday and Saturday at the neighborhood thrift shop.
All of this money, by the way, is donated back to the church and to other charitable organizations. Now let's see what Carolina is working on for the 6.